Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, my name is Olivia Parks May. I am a children's book author, a self-help book author, and I create a lot of literary content, um, journals, notebooks, all the things. And I am a writing coach. So today's video is about my new ebook. The topic is self-care. So grab a snack, grab something to drink, and come on over and let's dive into it. So I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I've had businesses. I'm a former teacher, a former educator, and caregiver to my mom, and all the things. So I've always had a really full plate. Years ago, many, many years ago, I started having panic attacks, and I didn't understand the roots. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand what the heck was going on. And after some self-reflecting and talking to some people in my inner circles and talking to my doctor, I found the source. The source was stress. I had so much on my plate, so much going on, and the pile on that, all of life stuff, puts on your plate was a source of anxiety for me. And that led to panic attacks. I was taking care of everybody else in my life except myself. And so at the time, self-care was not like a big topic. You had to really do a deep dive to find resources outside of like a counselor, the typical counseling, which I'm an advocate for. I say do whatever it takes through whatever avenue that you have at your disposal to really find the help that you need. So I'm a big advocate for counselors. I think they have an amazing job. But at the time, self-care wasn't really like a well talked about topic. And in my culture, my mom is Jamaican. I'm American born, so I'm Jamaican. In the Jamaican culture, self-care was not a topic. We were taught push through whatever it is, and life keeps going. And the women in my family, really demonstrated taking care of everybody else but themselves. And so naturally, I fell into that same kind of lifestyle. I was given and given and given and given and making sure everybody else was okay except myself. And that led to just crippling panic attacks. And I had to take a step back. It had been going on a while. There was a built up that was going on a while that I did not address. And because I was not addressing it, it kept getting more severe, more severe, and more severe. And I had to take a pause and really think about, how do I help myself? I love my family. I love my kids. I love my church. I love my community. But how do I go about finding a healthy balance that I can still give to all of these avenues and communities and inner circle in my life, but not at a cost of my own self health neglect? And so I started to dive into the self-care topic and ways that I could better take care of myself so that I am then able to give in a healthy way to the people in my life. And so I started my journey of self-care then. It wasn't a perfect, pretty journey. I did good for a period of time and then I fell off. And, not long after falling off, my body let me know, like, girl, you got to get back to your self-care routine. I would still have those panic attacks. And full transparency, I still get anxiety today, 2024. The date of filming is September 10th, 2024. I still get anxious and I still have moments where I feel overwhelmed to the point that I have to stop. I have trouble breathing. I feel this really big built up in my stomach. Sometimes it can affect my sleep. So I'm not like completely over it. I'm not here to tell you that, hey, if you start self-care, it's the answer and it's a one size fit all. No, it is not. I still do well at periods of my life. And then at other periods of my life, I fell off. For example, when my mom passed away in March, that was not a good season for me, right? And I still have moments. That was a season where I felt completely out of control. Like everything that was happening was not within my control. And that brought on loads of anxiety on me. And I'm getting emotional kind of talking about it, but it's a conversation that needs to be had, right? Women, we help other women, right? And if we're not talking about the things that we are struggling with, then how can we help another sister? How can we help another woman that's going through this, who thinks that they're alone, who thinks that maybe they're crazy, who thinks that they're completely abnormal, and it's not. And so I am doing this video to help another woman, another sister, another mom, aunt, whatever titles that you wear, that self-care is important. Self-care is important. You cannot continue to give from an empty vessel, from an empty jar. It's like a bank account. You need to make deposits. And when you make the deposits, then something is available for you to make that withdrawal, right? And as a mom to my children, I want to do better than my mom did in teaching them that it's okay to put yourself first at times. It's okay to make your health a priority. And so, God bless my mom, but she didn't teach me. She didn't teach me that. And her mom didn't teach her that. And my grandmother's mother did not teach her that. And so I want to break that cycle in my family. I want to be that example for my daughter to know, for my sons to know that taking care of yourself is as important as taking care of your children, your spouses, and all the people in your life, right? And so, as a part of my self-care journey, I wanted to document, things that I have found very helpful in my life. It's ongoing. You have to continually and consistently do things to take care of yourself. And one of the things when people talk about self-care or you hear the word self-care, sometimes immediately you can think, oh, just go get your nails done. While that's great, it's not enough, right? Self-care, there are categories to it. It's your mind, it's your body, it's your spirit. Yes, it's your hair. Yes, it's your skin. Yes, it's your nails. It's your sleep. It covers a lot of different areas. And so I would encourage you, if you're watching and if you're a mom, if you're a woman and you're juggling all the balls in the air, I want to encourage you to make self-care a priority, but also think about the different categories of self-care. It's your sleep, it's, what you're eating and putting in your body, it's water, It's exercise, it's taking care of your skin, of your hair, of your nail, all of those things, right? And for me, a big part of like releasing the stress that I take on from all of my responsibilities, for me, a big piece was the mind and the physical, right? Because I'm a girl that loves nature. So if I am out hiking, I love hiking. If I am out in nature hiking, it's a release. It's a de-stressor for me. I feel closer to God when I'm out in nature. I breathe, like even my breath is different, right? And so find things and try different things. Don't limit yourself to, oh, I'll just go to the gym. Try meditation, right? I've gotten into meditation. Try massages, try essential oils, try burning a candle and reading a book, try journaling. All these things give you a different benefit, benefit your self-care journey in a different way. And so don't be closed off. I encourage you not to be closed off to not trying different things. I've done acupuncture. I've done several different things. And so I want you to try that. And so in my self-care journey and wanting to be transparent and helpful to other women who put ourselves on the back burner, who gives from an empty vessel, I created this ebook, and it's called Hey Sis Self-Care Guide. And in it, I talk a little bit about my journey that I just shared with you guys about, dealing with panic attacks, that anxiety was the root of that, and just, things in my life that I felt like I didn't have any control, or just continuing to take on, all of the responsibilities and the emotions and all of that that went with that. I was stuffing everything in. And we know that if things go in, they have to have a time to come out. And if you're not giving them the space to come out in a healthy way, to decompress, to relieve that stress, to empty your mind, and all of that, it's going to come out in different ways. And for me, it was anxiety and panic attacks. And so I wanted to help you guys. I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to give you guys tools. I want to give you guys tools that I found to be helpful for me. And hopefully you can find some inspiration in this ebook. It's called Hey Sis Self-Care Guide. And in it, I covered different avenues like I've talking about here, an introduction. It's a short ebook. It's not massive. It's 10 chapters, but I included in there professional tips to taking care of yourself. I've included in there actionable steps, recommendations. Each chapter has actionable steps and recommendation. I've included in there, a self-care page at the end of each chapter, and it's very detailed, right? It talks about, your water intake. It talks about daily affirmation. It even gives you a section for where you can take your notes. It talks about, gratitude. Gratitude is a big piece, right, of taking care of ourselves because it affects our mind. If we tend to think about and dwell on the things that we don't have, or the things in our lives that are not to our satisfaction, then that's all the energy that we're going to focus on. It's going to be negative, right? There is a quote that whatever you focus on, you magnify. So if you're focusing on being grateful and the things that are in your life that you can be grateful for, more of that will come to you. Your sense of, just thinking about your life you'll look at it in a different way versus all the negatives. So nobody's life is perfect. We all have good things and we all have things that we would like to be better. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, in this particular part of my life, I want it to be better. I'm not satisfied, and doing the work to improve that area, but not just dwelling on the negative, right? And so in the self-care guide, I also included a weekly reflection, right? I am really big on reflection, on really taking stock of what went well, what areas can I improve, right? And also the self-care goal tracker. This is for the entire year. It's where you can set your goals for the entire year. January, what are your self-care goals? March, what are your self-care goals? June, what are your self-care goals? All the way to the end of the year, right? And so as a part of self-care, nutrition plays a huge role in that. And so I included meal planning in here, especially if you have kids. It's hard to kind of wing it every day if you have a family, but if you have a plan, where you're saying, okay, every Wednesday it's chicken salad day, or it's some kind of salad day. And every Monday it's some sort of pasta, right? And every Friday in the wintertime, it's going to be some kind of soup or some kind of stew, to plan your meal out. I found that to be beneficial because I have a family and because I have a busy life, right? And I also included a page for taking notes here. So if you go on my website and you buy the book as a digital download, you can print however many of these note pages you want. You can print however many of the meal planning section that you want, of the weekly reflection section. That's the good thing about a digital download, which will be on my website, but on Amazon, it will be an ebook, right? So just keep that in mind, that you have access to print in the specific pages that you find the most beneficial. Right. So I talk about in the book overcoming limiting beliefs, because depending on your culture, like I mentioned, Jamaicans, self-care is not a thing. Moms and grandmothers and family members do not teach us about taking care of ourselves. We have that drive of, doing whatever is necessary, doing whatever it takes. And it's a great quality to have. I am really proud of that piece of my heritage. But we need to balance that with taking care of ourselves, right? And so this is, a ebook, a downloadable product that I put on my website to help women, that is on Amazon, to help women better take care of ourselves. When we are happy, when we're healthy, then it's easier for us to teach other people to be happy, to be healthy, to have this healthy balance to our lives, to try different things, to take care of our mind, to take care of our physical health. That includes going to the doctor and getting your full blood panel, right? And checking your heart and your kidney, especially if there's a family history or you're just not feeling healthy in your body. Your body tells you. Our bodies are amazing. Our body tells us when something is off. So if something is off, it's better to be safe than to be sorry. So go get checked out. See all of the doctors. I have a thing. I've been good about this over the years. This piece I've been good at, but other areas like the self-care piece, I wasn't consistently, investigating and investing in. But one of the things that I've been good at is my birthday is in January. And every January I go for a full blood panel. I have a heart murmur, so I see a cardiologist. I wear glasses, so I go to the eye doctor. I get my full blood work. I go to the dermatologist, and I get my skin checked. I do that every single year. And so that's an area that I've been doing really good in, but many, many years, I wasn't doing well in the actually taking care of myself, in the making sure I'm getting enough sleep, in the, the health piece as far as drinking enough water, as far as getting the adequate number of sleep. And now I'm over 50, so, premenopausal and all those things does play a part in it. And so now I'm addressing that. And at my age, gut health is also a thing. So now I'm putting some attention in that. And so really be good to yourself. When you take care of yourself, you're really being good to yourself. You're really being kind to yourself. And women, for the most part, we are not so good at that. And so I hope this video encourages you. Share in the comments below, you know, have you made your self-care a priority over the years? Did your parents teach you that? And what kind of self-care strategies have you put in place that you find to be beneficial, right? I share like hiking and sleeping and meditation and breath work are like my sweet spot right now. And I've been, sometimes I'm consistent for a few months and then I fall off, for a time. Like my daughter got married last month. And so 2 months up to the wedding, it was like wedding, 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 wedding. That was all my focus. Right. And so I wasn't, taking my Saturdays, a part of my Saturdays, and really, sleeping in and taking care of my skin and reading and journaling, and just being out in nature and, being alone with God. I put that on pause the wedding season. Right. And then in March, when my mom passed away, I put it on pause again and just, okay, I got to plan a funeral, and who needs to come and all the things with that. And then it was after that, like, okay, I've got to figure out, her things, who's getting what. And so there are moments in our lives where, for me, I put self-care on pause, but I had to immediately pick that up because I was not, living and existing in a healthy space. And so I had to get back on, when certain busy seasons were over, to make my self-care a priority again. So I want to encourage you guys, like, take care of yourself. It's so important, right? I did another video and I was talking about, like, if we're not healthy, if we're not here, who is going to take care of our children and our spouses, right? And so to ensure that we are here, we need to take better care of ourselves. We need to teach our children and our spouses that it's okay. And we need to teach them to take care of themselves, to make sure they're having enough sleep, to make sure they're having an outlet where their mind is, like empty from worry and stress, where they're breathing, where they're exercising and they're putting out all of the anxieties and tensions, that we automatically just take on through our lives. So it's a rippling effect when we as women, as moms, as wives, when we set that example, it benefits our husband, it benefits our children. And from a young age, we're teaching them that it's okay to be kind to yourself. It's okay to put yourself first. So if you think that you can benefit from my ebook, be sure I'll put the information in the description below, but be sure to go to my website, Tickled Pink for Life LLC. You can click on my profile. It's there. I'll include it in the description. If you follow me on social media on Instagram, and if you don't, why aren't you? Follow me over on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And when you visit my website, there's a pop-up that will come that asks you to sign up for my monthly newsletter. I have a monthly newsletter through my website. And in this monthly newsletter, there are lots of tips and tricks to, raising family, to self-care, all the things that affect us. So go to my website and download the book. It's Hey Sis, Self-Care Guide. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel. Hey, make sure, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, please. And also turn on the notification bell and Share this video with another sister, with another woman in your life. Real women help each other. Real moms help each other. We are a community, and each one teach one. So if you know a girl in your life, a woman in your life who you think could benefit from some of this information I share today, share this video with her. Let's spread the love and make this world so much better. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day, guys. Bye.